Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kristen Greek, and I'm the Sales and Marketing Coordinator at VAI. Welcome to our second Tips and Tricks webinar, where VAI and our trusted partner Cleo presents Take Control of Your EDI with Cleo integrated to VAI ERP. Eliminate the manual integration flows by automating and orchestrating EDI, non-EDI, and APIs together with VAI ERP software to meet any B2B need. Dynamic dashboards provide real-time insights across every B2B transaction to help eliminate the risk of chargebacks or fines from missed transactions, SLAs, KPIs, or business commitments. During this webinar, you'll see real-life examples of customers using Cleo Integration Cloud with VAI ERP. Leading us today from Cleo is Bob Hutch, Director of Channel Sales. We also have the pleasure of hearing from EDI Director Sean Babu. And from VAI, we have Executive Vice President Joe Ciacia. Please join me in welcoming Bob Hutch.
Thank you, Kristen. Welcome, everyone. Look forward to presenting to you today and working with the VAI team to show you all the wonderful things that Kristen just covered. So with that, quick agenda, we just did introductions, so we've got that one knocked out. And then I'll spend about 10 minutes talking about the Cleo overview and what Cleo brings to the integration with VAI. And then I'll turn it over to Joe and Sean, and they'll discuss the VAI Cleo integration in real-world environments. And then we can do a quick question and answer session. Hopefully that sounds like a good use of everyone's time today. So just a little bit about Cleo for those of you that may not be familiar. Cleo is a global provider. We have 4 global locations. We have approximately 4,100 customers worldwide, deployed in 78 countries. And then really good news is that we have a lot of satisfied customers with an 87 Net Promoter Score. For those of you that aren't familiar, that ranges from -100 to 100. So with that, we also offer a 99.95% uptime for Cleo Integration Cloud with a 98% renewal rate. And then in the Cleo Hub, we have 900 plus pre-built trading partner connections. And today I have about 50 partners, such as VAI, that are able to help and assist with Cleo deployments and also work with us to solve their customers' business problems. So when we look at the world, the traditional way versus the Cleo way, for those that are utilizing EDI today, they may be doing some API integrations and moving files with a managed file transfer solution. Also with a lot of manual processes, just a lot of disparate solutions. What we like to do with Cleo is bring all those together on a single platform, to include API and EDI integrations, back office with the various systems of record, WMS, TMSs, and the VAI ERP, as well as real-time end-to-end visibility in what we refer to as cockpit, and the ability to do automation, transformation, and orchestration. So we can take pretty much any file format, whether that's API or EDI based, transform it and put it into a business process, and then route it back to the VAI ERP. So what we really look at from a Cleo aspect is the ability to accelerate business processes, maintain control, and trust, right? So if we start in the upper left-hand corner of the wheel with pre-built partner integrations, network ready, for different file types, and the ability to integrate, whether it's API or EDI, into various web portals, marketplaces, etc. Right? So this helps us onboard anyone that you may be conducting business with in your organization. Then the ability in the upper left again, or the upper right, is on our platform, the ability to provide self-service, partner managed service, a fully managed white glove service, provide those visibility and alerts that you can take action on, actions as they occur. And so you get real-time updates. As we look at the bottom left, the ability to drive compliance, provide those insights and analytics, so that if something is going on with one of your trading partners, you're able to take action on it and correct it right away, real time, avoid missing of service level agreements and sometimes penalties that are associated with those, and also help with anything that is procure to pay, order to cash, low tender to invoice. As I mentioned, we have over 900 plus pre-configured trading partners. Just an example in the far upper right-hand side of the screen. If you were to go to Cleo.com, you could see all of these, but this is just an example of some of like the big box stores, if you will. And then the ability, as we'll get more into it, to actually manage those relationships through CIC Cockpit. And then in the lower right, you'll see some customers that we've actually worked with previously. Some of these are VAI customers, some are not, but we're solving a multitude of business problems. And I think Joe and John will hit on some of the other customers in different verticals that are leveraging the CIC solutions. So a little bit about the platform. As I mentioned earlier, we do provide in what we refer to as Cockpit on the dashboard, the ability to have persona-based logins. So you see what you need to see based on where you reside in the organization, to provide real-time operational insights. As I mentioned earlier, the ability to have an API and EDI integration on that single platform with multiple service options, whether that's self-service or you're leveraging the VAI services team to do the initial implementation and integration, as well as the ability to leverage them for a white glove managed service. Just a little bit more on the cockpit, right? Again, the ability to view what's going on in your organization and to take action upon it. Any of these boxes that you see here from the tile-based dashboard, once you click into them, you can begin to get deeper in to each individual transaction. But at a high level, you can see the number of orders that came in this example yesterday, the number of invoices that were sent, the number of shipping notices, issues that may need to be addressed, right? So as you click into this, you can see the different tiles where there are issues and take action, up to and including if you want to identify some of the top partners that may have issues or that you need to be concerned with, you can address them again right out of this dashboard. You can also provide access to like your number one customer, right? So if you have 2, 3, 4 customers that you're doing a lot of transactions with, you can give them access to this dashboard and they'll see their information only. So their orders, if you will. To dive a little bit further, right, as I said, as you click into each of the tiles, you get the full, what we'll call the round trip view, right? So in this instance, you see the order, you see that the PO acknowledgement went out, you see that the shipping notice went out, and you also see what time the invoice was sent, right? So each one of these, again, is you can dig deeper into it as you go along, up to and including an error, right? So in this instance, we have the order, we did the PO acknowledgement, we shipped, we went to invoice, and for some reason, the invoice couldn't go, and we can see here it was because of the connection. So we can reach out, in this example, to Rick's Sporting Goods and say, hey, we tried to deliver the invoice on the information that we just shipped to you, but your AS2 connection is down. Is there some reason? When do you expect it back up? And they'll give you the reason, and you can do all that right out of Cockpit. And then you can actually resubmit the job. So instantly, you notice that there was an error, the invoice didn't go out, and you can address it real time. So with that, right, we have the ability, and that's what we're talking about today, the ability to directly integrate into CIC with VAI to connect, right, all your marketplaces, all your customers, retailers, carriers, freight brokers, etc. So with that, I'll turn it over to Joe and Sean to speak to some live customer environments and some of the work that we're doing there.
Thanks, Bob. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, we have a lot of exciting things we want to show you here. as Bob mentioned, VAI and Cleo have worked hand in hand for many, many years doing EDI with our customers. And the Cleo Integration Cloud kind of just takes it to the next level, where it's a centralized hub to manage all of these interactions with your trading partners and really any kind of data activity. Right. So some of the customers that are using this today are in the food space or the convenience store distribution, doing transactions with trading partners like Publix and Stop and Shop and Lyle. Some of our other customers on the hard goods space are doing transactions with companies like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. There are a host of different types of trading partners you can work with. Like Bob said, they have a lot of pre-mapped trading partners, so to speak, so that they can take advantage of those pre-integrations and get you set up quickly. The integration that we have supports both inbound and outbound. So if you're doing customer transactions, you can use CIC for that. If you're doing vendor transactions out to your vendors or suppliers, you can also use CIC for that. So we have a lot of good hooks that allow us to generate the required documents and then funnel them through the application. So this is the CIC. Again, these are some screenshots of one of our customers. We wanted to show this to you live, and I'm going to kind of defer to Sean with some of the questions that you might have, and I'll kind of just prompt him to give us some answers here. So Sean, if you could, before we jump into the CIC main activity dashboard, maybe you could just tell everybody how the CIC platform hooks up to the S2K ERP, both maybe on an on-cloud method and also on-premise.
Sure, Joe. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. So I think I will be mostly talking about the technical part of integrating S2K with CIC. The way it is done is that you have 3 or 4 different pieces that work together. You have the Cleo integration cloud that is on the internet, and we have the development studio where we design our solution and deploy it to the cloud in the staging environment on the test. And we also deploy the solution on the production tenant, because every customer is given 2 environments, the staging and the production. And we also have a piece of software called CIC agent that runs on one of the machines on the customer environment, and it talks to the Cleo cloud. And once you deploy the solution and basically the integration starts to work, and you have the option to create the endpoints.
All right, great. Sean, it doesn't matter if the customer would be on premise, or in the cloud, right? If they're in the VAI cloud, they still, we deploy that software on their environment and we hook it up to the CIC cloud. Or if they're on premise, I know we have customers that are still on premise. So it works either way, right?
Correct. We have the customers who are on our cloud and the customer who are on premises, and it works just fine with them.
Okay, so let's get into the software. So the customer signs on and sees the main activity dashboard that they're seeing here. What does this dashboard kind of give them a feel for?
Well, once you go there, I'm just trying to wear my cap for a CEO or the owner of the company. As a owner of the company, I will just go to this dashboard and I will see all my transactions coming in and going out for the day or for the range that you have selected there. Like, for example, in this example, we have 30 days. Generally, you just go for a day or for a week. And as a business owner, you have an idea how many orders are going to come in and how many ASNs are supposed to go out or invoices are supposed to go out. And once you see the dashboard, you kind of know that whether the documents are going out and they're coming in and whether the volume is looking normal. Generally, if you have a customer Walmart and you see the number of orders are only 40 and you expect 100 order from Walmart on Monday, you have an idea that there's something wrong with connection coming in from the Walmart. So this is just the high level. And then you have the option to drill down into each document type, like, for example, purchase order or invoice. And from there, it will give you a list of all the customers which have contributed to this dashboard. or vendors.
Right. I know if you go forward, Bob, we can click on the partners tab and we can see a breakdown by partner what's happening. So this screen would give them the summary by partner. Is that correct, Sean?
Yes.
All right, so we could see here that we're, this is, again, one of our customers sample screen that they're doing transactions with Public and Stop and Shop and Alberts and Walmart, and you can see how many transactions came through. And I'm assuming if there is an issue with any document, that's where you'll see, the issue to the right of the count that's coming through, correct?
Yeah, as you drill down more further in the training partner, you will see the list of documents. And if you really want to go technical, then on the top, there is a menu, the jobs menu, where it gives you even more information about exactly what's going on. Once you see more information about the job, and if you think it's a programming solution, that means there's an issue with the map, then you have to use your Cleo Studio Cloud, Cleo Studio on your PC and fix the map and then redeploy the maps. So, but on the dashboard for the business managers, you should be able to see some of the errors and get some, idea about what the issue is.
Hey, Tom, one of the things I'll say here, the way you have this set up, right, is that you can actually see from a volume standpoint, right, of how many transactions, if there was any issues, and then looks like also if there was an increase in the volume from, like in this case, the previous 30 days.
Right. Based on the range of selection you have, it tries to calculate for the last 30 days, and it compares the volume, and then it just gives you how much percentage is up or down.
And before we transition to the next screen, one of the other things that I like to highlight here for some people, right, they'll actually set up in the upper menu bar here, you can actually set up a scheduled report. So if you are, part of the, accounting department or something that a controller or working in shipping and receiving, et cetera, you can actually get scheduled reports delivered to your inbox like, at 8 o'clock in the morning. So when you come in that day, you can see everything that happened the previous day and what you're looking forward to for today as far as, expected transactions and et cetera. Correct?
Right.
Yep.
On the dashboard, you can have the filters. So for example, if I'm the account manager and I'm dealing with Albertson and Bozet, I will just have a filter on both of them. And I will say, okay, every day in the morning, 9 o'clock, I see this information. And then I can save this filter and have it run as a part of the scheduled reports, and that report will be emailed to me every day.
All right.
So,
if you go to the next screen, Bob, I think you can see these are messages that have come through. What would these be, Sean?
they are the individual documents like 850s or 810s.
Okay.
And right here, you have the feature on the left. You can select or filter by the message type, or you can also select by the invoice number if you know the invoice number and you want to see what's going on with the invoice number. Or you can filter by partners. And you also have a global inbound and outbound filter on top. So there are so many different ways that you should be able to find what exactly you are looking for once you get to this dashboard.
So is this something that, as a user, right, you can find this information, on your own versus, reaching out to an EDI admin or IT department to get this information, right? So you're able to really provide, we'll call it better customer service, if you will, to your external customers. Is that a fair statement?
Correct. Like all our customers who are on CIC, they are doing it and they are using this dashboard every day. And before I know it, in fact, I don't even care. I don't go to the CIC. The business managers, they go there and see what the errors is. They are able to fix on their own. If they cannot, then in that case, they call us if there's a technical issue. Otherwise, most of the time, they can take their own decisions and maybe resend the invoice or reprocess the files. And I know some of the customers where we receive the invoices, they receive the invoices from their vendor and the PO number does not come correctly because in our system, the PO number is numeric. And for some reason, their vendors always keep sending PO numbers sometime with alphanumeric characters, but they have found a way where it was so easy to use CIC dashboard to create an endpoint using the mailbox and creating a data flow to connect with the mailbox and download the file, fix the data yourself, and then upload it to the mailbox, and the file gets processed. So customers have been doing it on their own.
Great story.
And then on the next screen, Bob, this is a screen that Sean, you had showed me, and I said, wow, this is really nice because it shows how it integrated with the VAI database. So how do the customers use this screen?
What's going on here, that they receive the purchase order, and then you had the cycle here. We receive the purchase order, and after 4 or 5 days, they are going to do the shipment on the PO, and then after maybe the same day or the next day, the invoice is going to be sent out. Now, the magic that's happening here is because we have the 850 in and 856 out and 810 out. I did not have to do any programming to make sure these documents are collated together. The CIC has the built-in intelligence where it says, okay, we have the 856 going out, and it seems to be referencing the same PO number. That means I can correlate this document with the inbound 850, and same thing with the 810. In the 810, we say this is the 810 or invoice for this purchase order. So the CIC is able to connect those pieces together and give me a unified view of my, order to cash cycle. And I have not seen this example myself, but I'm sure in the opposite side, when we have the vendor, it should be happening the same way. So it's able to connect those business pieces together and give you a unified view of the life cycle of the transaction.
Nice. Okay. So like I said,
in fact, I'm sorry. In fact, I did not know about this feature. One of my customers that told me that this is what I can do it, and that's where I learned it.
Nice. So Sean, I know you've worked with a lot of the different offerings from Cleo in the past. You've worked with some other EDI. Are there anything that you want to just tell the customer base or prospects that are on here about what you really like about the CIC and things that it can do?
Well, the thing I like about CIC is that it gives you a greater visibility using the CIC dashboard. The business people are able to do some self-service where they can find where the problem is. Instead of calling VI for everything, a lot of time they can just go and check their own system, unless it's a technical problem. And also, it gives you a flexibility to create a lot of endpoints, because on the old system, generally you have to run a lot of reports to see the same or less information compared to the CIC. And we have the flexibility here on the CIC to create a lot of endpoints with different protocols like AS2, secure FTP, and connecting with Amazon and FTP. And also the file system. You can also share your own file system and start exchanging the documents with your own internal partners. You don't really have to trade your documents with the external company like customers or vendors. You can also internally exchange documents with your own companies, for example, from USA to Europe or some other country in Asia. So this tool really enables a lot of integration, because this thing is done in cloud. And a lot of communication protocol, which are difficult to implement on your own, are already provided out of the box. All you have to do is create the endpoints and use the data flow to connect those endpoints together. And if that's an EDI documents, yes, you have to do the mapping. You have to give the source of the data, and you have to also give where the target is going to be, and you have to establish some rule set how the data should be transformed. But once that package has been developed and it has been deployed on the cloud, after that, the things just start to work. I mean, a lot of time it feels like it's working like a magic, because you have so many endpoints. And I remember for those things, you have to download so many tools. If you are doing like Java programming, or if you are on the, the I series, working with RPG, sometimes becomes so difficult. You have to have so many software that you have to configure. Here, out of the box, you have got 7 or 8 protocols that you can use and start connecting with your trading partners like AS2 and other things. And also, once something's not working, and if you know what the problem with the document is, you can download, fix, put in a mailbox, and retransmit it inbound or outbound. So a lot of self-service can be done by the customer themselves, and it gives them real visibility and real power to see, and they can be really effective with this tool. I've seen it compared to the old software. This provides a lot of flexibility. You can do your own filters and run your own report. And I don't have to give you any hints, but business people, they see it and they have so many creative ideas, and I just learn from that. So people have been using it very nicely to meet their requirements.
Fantastic. And I will share one screen here. Just give me a second, Bob. I want to share this for the crew. If you want more information or pricing or a detailed demo of the Cleo Integration Cloud, Maggie Kelleher is a great contact. You can contact your project director and they can get in touch with Maggie. But I just wanted to give Maggie's information here so that you can contact her and she can set up follow-up calls with the Cleo team and Sean. Then they can talk about, how many trading partners you have, what kind of documents are you doing, and get you more information on the integration with Cleo and S2K.
So I think just to bring it home, if you will, right? I mean, the whole point here is that with this integrated solution, as we shared throughout this afternoon, is that we're able to bring everything together and provide actionable, real-time visibility and insights into your business as it's related to supply chain. Real quick, I know we're running short on time, but we do, as we mentioned earlier, with the VAI team, they are fully certified on the Cleo platform, can deliver the implementation services and the managed services for ongoing support. From a customer standpoint, if you wanted to become trained on the platform, to be able to do some of your own mapping and ongoing services, we offer that as well. So you see a lot of options on how you can bring this into your environment and do all the great things that you've seen here today. A few customers out there. I think Joe hit on most of these in the different industries, but a lot of good customers doing really great things with the platform. So with that, I would like to say thank you to everyone for attending today, and I'll turn it back over to the VAI team.
Thanks, everybody.